Welcome and thank you so much for checking out my review of The Turning, directed by Floria Sigismondi or Sigismondi. I hope one of those is right, and I apologize if I mispronounced it in any way. The film stars Brooklyn Prince, Mackenzie Davis, and Finn Wolfhard. It tells the story of a young woman who is hired as a governess to become responsible for two young children after their parents' death. This apparently is a modern take on a classic novel that I never heard about, so I have no knowledge about the novel. This is the worst film of the year so far. We're just at the end of January. It's a January release. This film apparently went through a very troubled production. I found it out yesterday after I got out of the film. And you can tell something is off because as soon as Finn Wolfhard comes on screen, you can see he is as old as he was when the first It came out in 2017. Brooklyn Prince apparently shot this film immediately after the Florida project, and I was baffled throughout this film. I'm not sure we can even call it a film, not because it's a Troll 2 or a Survival Island or a Birdemic, not because it's incompetent in every way, but because it is so unfinished. The editing alone in this film feels like something you send when you want to apply to film school, and your editing is not good at all. And that is okay if you're just applying to film school, but these are professional filmmakers. The editing in here is abysmal. You understand nothing. Nothing happens in this film. It's 90 minutes of the same sequences over and over again. Mackenzie Davis sees something scary, she doesn't understand it, the children play a prank on her, then she sees something scary again, she doesn't understand it, then the children play a prank on her, and rinse and repeat over and over for 90 minutes. Nothing in this film feels developed after the first 10 minutes. You see that she has this new job, she moves into this house, you see that she has a mother that is not all right in the head, but then it's just the same thing over and over again, and the film gives you nothing. It feels like so many stuff is cut out, but all that stuff feels like it's the second and the third act of the film. The film suddenly cuts to credits, and you're left wondering what the hell happened. Because nothing in this movie adds up to anything. I'm sorry, I have directed actors and I blame none of the actors involved with this film. In fact, when I have issues with a film, it's never a matter of blame. I don't blame anyone, it just didn't work for me. And in this film, I don't believe anyone gives a good performance. Not Finn Wolfhard, not Brooklyn Prince, not Mackenzie Davis. They are all great actors that I love. But in this film, what could they have done? Literally the only thing that I liked is the setting. I like the production design, the set design looks good, but that's really it. It's, I guess, nice to look at and wish there was some atmosphere in there and wish it meant something and it helped telling the story, but there's barely a story in it. There's a beginning of a story, but then nothing else happens. There are these spooky moments, there are the same thing you've seen over and over again, but the problem is they have no connective tissue. They feel like they're the same thing happening all over again. When one of the ghosts comes on, there's even an electric guitar coming in. It's like this rock music starts playing and you're left wondering, what is this supposed to mean? Am I supposed to feel scared or am I supposed to rock on with this? Just for example, there's a moment where Mackenzie Davis gets something in the mail, I believe, and then she's going up the stairs because she's going to give classes to the young girl. And she sees a door opening, she goes through this door, and then she sees something, and then she wakes up. So what the fuck was happening? Was she asleep? How long has she been asleep? What in this film has been a dream thus far? Stuff like this happens constantly. Not literally the same thing, but stuff that just doesn't add up. Usually when I see a really bad movie, I don't care for spoilers, I warn you guys ahead of time, but in this film, I don't even have anything to spoil because nothing really happens. There is nothing to talk about in this film. There is a big house, there is a creepy place, but the film does nothing with it. I know exactly the same thing I knew about these characters at the end of the film that I did in the beginning. That's a big problem. At the end of the film, I understood exactly the same thing that I did at the beginning of the film. That is nothing. I understood nothing of what was going on. It was very frustrating, and as I mentioned, it is not a matter of blame. To me, at least, it never is. I never tried to blame anyone. Stuff sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't, and making movies is really hard, but this is just nothing. It's a nothing. I saw a nothing. I'm giving The Turning an F. I will watch The Grudge 100 times before I see this again in my lifetime. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful geekies. You are the best. Stay tuned for more reviews coming this week. I will be seeing Weathering with you. Finally, I cannot wait to bring you that review. Once more, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. So until then, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and don't forget to subscribe and like, because it really helps me out. But most importantly, above everything else, forever and always, love each other and love the movies.